When you think of the Trump name, you probably picture massive skyscrapers in New York City, right? Well, the story of this American dynasty, it doesn't start in Manhattan. Nope, it has a way more surprising international origin. Okay, let's get into it.
So the big question is, where did it all really kick off? The answer takes us far, far away from the hustle of the Big Apple. And, it reveals this incredible story of ambition, rejection, and, well, some pretty remarkable resilience.
It all started right here, in a small town called Karlstadt in Germany. This is where the family's patriarch and matriarch, Friedrich and Elizabeth Trump, were both born. And get this, they grew up literally right across the street from each other.
So this first chapter, it feels like one of those classic tales, seeking your fortune in the new world. But it's got some twists you probably aren't expecting. Let's trace this journey that really started everything.
Okay, so back in the 1880s, a young Friedrich heads to North America right in the middle of the Klondike gold rush. But he didn't get rich panning for gold, no way. Instead, he made his fortune running restaurants and, yes, brothels for all the miners. He comes back to Germany a rich man, marries his childhood neighbor Elizabeth in 1902, and boom, the new couple immediately set sail for New York City.
Now, you'd think, okay, this is it, the start of their American dream. But their plan was actually to go back to Germany. A totally surprising turn of events, though, forced their hand and basically set them on a path they never ever intended to take. The Trumps first moved in with Friedrich's sister over in Morrisania, which was this growing German neighborhood in the Bronx. But even though she was surrounded by people from her home country, Elizabeth got incredibly homesick. So, after their first kid was born, the family packed everything up and sailed right back to Germany in 1904.
And this is the moment everything changes. The German government flat out refused to give Friedrich his citizenship back. The official reason? They said he'd originally skipped town just to dodge Germany's mandatory military service. The door to their homeland was literally slammed shut. They had no choice but to turn around. So it was back to New York, whether they liked it or not.
So when they got back, they found another apartment in the Bronx. And if you go to that address today, you'll find a liquor store. It was right there that Elizabeth gave birth to their first son, Fred. And then 2 years later, another son, John. Their future was now, by force, an American one.
So, with a growing family to feed, Friedrich had to get to work. But his ambition was way bigger than just earning a simple wage. This is where we start to see the very first seeds of the family's real estate ambitions really start to sprout.
To make ends meet, Friedrich opened up a barbershop at 60 Wall Street, cutting the hair of all the big finance guys in New York. Now, think about this for a second. That exact same address today, it's the headquarters of Deutsche Bank. Pretty wild.
But see, Friedrich wasn't happy just serving powerful people. As one story goes, he wanted to be the one in the chair. That one little phrase, it just captures his entire entrepreneurial spirit, right? He didn't want to be the guy providing the service, he wanted to be the client.
He also brought in extra money managing the Medallion Hotel in Midtown, which was a German-owned place. That building is long gone now. Today, it's just a parking lot, another little ghost of the family's past scattered across the modern New York landscape.
And then 1908. This was the year Friedrich made his move. He bought his very first investment property, a 2-story house out in the Woodhaven neighborhood of Queens. The pivot to real estate had officially begun.
So, just as the family is finally settling into American life, world events start to create some serious new pressures. World War I breaks out, and suddenly their German heritage becomes a huge liability. It forced them to really rethink and reshape their public identity.
During the war, there was this massive wave of anti-German feeling all across the United States. So Friedrich made a very practical call. To sound more American, he anglicized his name. He became Friedrich Trump. And this idea of adapting continued with the next generation in a really surprising way. Years later, his son Fred took it even further. He started claiming the family was actually Swedish, and it was a pure business move, designed to appeal to the large number of Jewish renters in his New York buildings. Just as the family was putting down its American roots and getting this little real estate business off the ground, tragedy struck. But this moment of crisis, it would end up revealing a brand new leader, one who was totally unexpected and incredibly formidable. In 1918, America got hit by one of its deadliest epidemics ever, the Spanish flu. The virus killed millions of people all over the world that year, and one of its victims was Friedrich Trump. Just like that,
the patriarch of the family was gone.
Suddenly, Elizabeth is a widow in an era when, let's be honest, business was a man's world. But she didn't just hang on to what her husband left her, she immediately took command. She wasn't just a caretaker, she was a builder. She was actively buying and selling property. She oversaw the construction of new homes, and she even arranged mortgages for her clients. Then she made it official, creating a new company called E. Trump & Son.
So here's the really crucial point. It was Elizabeth who turned what was basically a handful of investments into a real company. Her business sense and her relentless drive laid the foundation. She's the one who transformed a small inheritance into a scalable business. She literally created the empire that her son Fred and then her grandson Donald would one day inherit and expand. Which leaves us with this one final fascinating question. I mean, her husband started the investments and her son and grandson built the brand into what it is today. But was it actually Elizabeth, the homesick immigrant who became a reluctant matriarch, who was the true founder of the Trump real estate empire?